Hello and welcome to our video showing the DabPress Pollen Tumbler model PT01. We will go over the features and show its practical use. The components of the tumbler are the tumbler chamber, a rotary knob speed controller to tumble your materials either slow or fast depending on your preference. Included with the tumbler are plastic spheres to help break up the material during the tumbling process, as well as a scraping tool that you will use when you are ready to collect, and a hex key for performing maintenance. Removing the lid exposes the tumbler chamber with the drum, which is suspended above the collection tray in the bottom. The drum rests snugly in place with linear bearings on one side to allow the drum to rotate freely, as well as a square block or key on the opposite side of the drum, which is connected to the motor. This configuration will easily rotate the drum to allow for seamless, effortless dry sifting. The drum has a micron mesh screen made from nylon that is installed taut. On one end is the closed side with the linear bearings installed, and the other end is a threaded cap that you will remove to fill the drum with your materials. Removing the cap, you can see the inside of the drum. The micron mesh installed will allow the sift to come through and fall down to the collection tray below. The drum will comfortably hold an ounce of material, and possibly more depending on the density of material being processed. Now we will prepare the tumbler for use. With the drum upright and the threaded cap removed, we can begin to load our material into the drum. In this example, we are using sugar leaf and small trim from a recent harvest. The material is best processed with a tumbler when it is extremely dry. Any product that hasn't been fully dried runs the risk of producing a lower yield. Our aim here is to fill it up about halfway, to give the material enough room to spin freely inside of the drum, and to expose as much of the material to the mesh screen as possible. Filling the drum with too much material will prolong the sifting process considerably. You should experiment to find out what works best for you. We continue to fill the drum to our preference. Once the drum has the desired amount of materials in it, we will drop in the plastic spheres. These spheres will help break up larger material into smaller pieces, as well as apply light pressure to the materials while it is brushing up against the micron mesh screen. Now that the drum has been prepped with the material and spheres, it's time to close the lid and install the drum back into the inner chamber of the tumbler. To lock the drum in place, start on the end with the linear bearings and place it into the grooved perch, and fit the opposite end over the square block or key. Place the lid back over the top of the tumbler chamber to protect the inner chamber while the tumbler runs. Now we will set the desired speed on the speed controller. To turn on the motor, simply turn the rotary dial clockwise. The blue LED will light up showing power is now on, and the drum will begin to spin starting at the slowest speed, adjustable all the way up to maximum speed based on your preference. We have found that the rotary knob in the 3/4 or 75% setting works best. Avoid adjusting the speed too high, as the centripetal force can prevent the material and spheres from moving around inside the drum. The desired effect with proper speed control is constant movement and contact while rubbing up against the mesh screen. As you can see, the material inside of the drum is moving freely. This is a perfect speed for the materials being used. At this speed, the materials will be fully sifted in a matter of hours. You can see the set speed on the controller. If you are just starting out, we highly recommend to use this setting and adjust it faster or slower to achieve your desired result. Here we have been running for almost 2 hours. To ensure that we do not introduce any plant matter into our sift, it is wise to check the process frequently. Simply turn the controller to the off position to stop the drum rotation and lift the chamber up and away from the collection tray base below. Inspect the material in short intervals until you know what to expect from your material. The key is to avoid any green coloring in the sift. It should range from a light blonde to yellow in color, depending on the maturity of the sift. The sift we have here is a vibrant yellow, showing a beautiful mix of trichome maturity. Once you are satisfied with your run, or wish to collect before further processing of the same batch, simply use the scraper tool included with the tumbler to make a pile of sift that will be easier to fill up your jars with. We recommend to use smaller sized jars, or whichever size is needed so the jar can be filled to capacity without a lot of room for air. This concludes our video tutorial on the DabPress PT01 Pollen Tumbler.